I wanted to tell you about a trip I took to Dixie Valley this weekend. The area here is rife with metal detector possibilities in gold and silver, and I did come up with some positive hits using my Falcon. So Dixie Valley lies about 30 minutes east of Fallon, Nevada, along Highway 50. When you get to the marked exit for Route 121, Dixie Valley Road, turn north. The imposing Chalk Mountain will lie to your northeast, and this is what you will see. Drive about 3 to 4 miles, and to your right there will be a wide spot with a dirt road crossing a cattle guard. This road eventually takes you to Hercules, which is an abandoned town site. No houses remain, just foundations. There is also a road opposite that looks like this. Don't take this road, so take the road to Hercules. In about 1.5 miles, the road will take a solid left, north that is. Go that way. Then another mile shall lead you to the coordinates I list above. At this point there will be a much smaller road that will lead up a canyon. It will be plainly obvious, and it'll look this way. All the roads until now can be done on a 2-wheel drive. If you wish to take the canyon access road, I would recommend 4-wheel drive. Myself, I just walked. So looking at the picture, we will visit 2 mines near the tunnels plainly obvious on the left, where the rock is red. Then the series of mines bored into the red rock. Then we will cross onto the other side of the canyon and visit a number of mines hidden in this photo, and end up exploring the mine to the far right in this picture. So it's a healthy, steep climb up to the first 2 mines. They are small and located just to the left of where this picture ends. The best way to access them is by following a faint trail up to the mine tunnel plainly obvious in red rock, then just proceeding that much further. The first 2 mines to the far north are relatively small. One is right above the other. Walking just outside the portal, you can see what they were chasing. A heavy mineralized seam of iron, that is the red and the black, and probably very heavy in magnesium, and sulfur, which is the yellow. There are small strands of quartz throughout. The rock appears bubbly, ill-formed, and not solid, which is an indication that it was formed by mineral springs from very deep within the ground. This is the animal you find sulfide gold and silver in. Sometimes there will also be free gold. Here is the seam they were chasing in the prospect just above. Again, all the colors that we saw before, this time just a little bit brighter. And here is a very shallow shaft. It might be about 10 feet deep, and that's it. Now we visit the next mine over, the one bored into the red rock that was so conspicuous from the road. This is a very large and exceptionally mineralized version of what we saw in the previous mines. The seam was tunneled through like Swiss cheese, with shafts and portals going in all directions. Okay, I must have been drunk when I filmed this. I thought it would be nice to give you a portrait perspective rather than a landscape, but I found out I don't have a method to turn the film on its proper side. Oops. Again, this is what the old-timers were focused on. There are quartz stringers throughout a deposit of iron, magnesium, and sulfur. Boy, look at that heavy bed of iron. And see at the bottom on the right hand side you can see all the sulfur. And you can see how bubbly and crumbly it looks. That's all ancient soda material. More sulfur and magnesium. Here is another prospect at the very outskirts of the seam. Most likely they were looking for the mineralization to border on a nice, fat, juicy layer of quartz, but it just never happened. In the very center of the picture you will see a hint of green. This resembles soapstone. Now we look across the canyon at our next objective. Almost dead center you will see a series of mines. Let's go there. The mines on this canyon side are not very heavily mineralized, and simply not as interesting, geologically anyway. From the tailings, you can see they were all chasing much thicker layers of quartz than that found on the other side. Here the gold was probably more of a free type and less sulfide-oriented. Here is a good example of a rib wall with mineralized quartz. And here are a few more mines and also a prospect. To give you perspective, let's take a look back at the former canyon with the mines we first explored. Round the lip of the canyon we hike until we come across the last mine in today's travels. I find this one fairly uninteresting, and here is a look inside. Like a lot of the tunneling today, this one looks hand-carved. It is a straight shot back to the road which initially brought us up into the canyon.